Hello, everybody. Look at us. We're inside. I see your mouths. It's weird, right? Welcome to the Monkey Duck. Thanks for coming. Maybe you've been here more recently than I have, but I'm glad you're here. I'm talking to you because we're on the air. So we're here and streaming out to the world. And I drove through a giant thunderstorm. It was crazy. And I didn't drown, and you're not flooded. So yay, we're all excited. Yay. Okay, here we go. Dim light. Green is the color of the wall. The vines are creeping in. Proof life is stronger than man. You're saying to me, why can't you give me more? When I've given everything I can, these vines are wrapping around me. Make love to me. Make love to me. Oh, to me and through me, and not just for you. Love for what we've come into. Oh, love for what we've come into. The sea in the morning is crashing on a stone. You're right here next to me, and heaven's out of reach today. Years of longing, now quintessential torture. Day in the making, tears cannot quench the common love. So be here with me. Won't you stay here with me? Oh, give love to me, baby, and not just for you. We've come into. Roof is on the stereo. I'm draped across your backseat, and no one's here to hold my hand. Could you come to me, darling? The wine is wearing out. Swore that I would carry on my word before I'm dead. You should remember all the things we said. You should remember. Won't you stay here? Won't you stay here with me? Rufus on the stereo, I'm draped across your backseat, and no one's here to hold my hand. Could you come to me? Darling, the wine is wearing out. Swore that I would carry out my word before we're dead. You should remember all the things we said. Oh, you should remember, 'cause you know that I remember, yeah. Oh, love of what we've come into. Thank you so much. This is Let the Music Get You High, which is off the new Pike and Sutton record, Heart is a Compass. I woke up this morning from a long night's sleep, and the ground that was cracked and dry was filled with water that we ought to remember we need. I put down that needle in the vinyl groove, and the house was filled with a song so good. I remember life is tender, but we all want to be so strong, so strong. I want to wrap up my anger, go down to the river and sink her, play a song that you love, let it lift you above, and just let the music get you high. Yes, got change in her pocket, but she don't have shoes. She had blood in her veins, little time left to lose. It was September, come November, she's got 3 jobs and still no home, no home. It's hard to smile when you're hungry, yeah. So hard to walk when you're hurting, yeah. Play a song that you love, let it lift you above, and just let the music get you high. Oh, hey, yeah. Let the music get you, let the music get you high. I really need to feel it, yeah. Let the music get you. Won't you let the music get you? Let the music get you high. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let the music get you. Won't you let the music get you? Won't you let the music get you high? Yeah, I really need to feel it. Let the music get you. Oh, won't you let it get you? Let the music get you high. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let the music get you high. It can heal you. Thanks so much. So I was talking to some friends earlier, longtime friends, and I was just saying it took about 3 or 4 trips in with my gear before I started to feel a little bit comfortable without a mask on. I was like, I'm inside. I'm supposed to have a mask on. It's like how your brain makes all these, patterns and everything. And then I, got to hug Rusty, and he's Rusty of Rusty and Teresa that own this place and their family. And we didn't get to do that last time. It was an elbow bump. So, it's so weird, these little things that we, some of us take for granted, some of us don't. But it doesn't feel like I was taking it for granted. It's just that crazy feeling of, I'm doing this again, and get to actually have contact in this special way. And last time people were taking masks off a little bit and then put them back on and having a sip under their mask and all these different techniques, And so I'm just glad we're here together. And I'm definitely, if you haven't seen me before, I'm known to say whatever is going on in my head in between songs. So that's what you're getting. And I like to do it too because, I don't know, I just think sometimes sharing what's really going on in your head is helpful. Sometimes it's not so much. Like I could talk about the floor right now, but I'm not going to do that. But I will tell you some stories tonight, and I'll wonder about your story. And I might make up a story about you. It's something that humans do. I'll try to not put you in a song unless you want me to. Most of my songs are written about experiences, lived experience that I've had or that people that I know have had. And I like human stories, and I like to ponder on the human experience. And, most people aren't as they seem. We make up stories in our head about people all the time. I've traveled all over the world making music. I've seen a lot of people, and can't tell you how many times the brain just makes up assumptions about people. It's a part of our makeup of how we survive and how we thrive sometimes. And it's so fun to learn about people and learn all the things that you got right and the things that you didn't. So a lot of that stuff is in these songs. This is a song I wrote during while the world was really super shut down. And I didn't write a lot of music. I didn't complete a lot of songs during that time because I just wrote a lot. I read a lot. And I connected with people that I could connect with. And I felt like with the music shut down all over the place and not being able to be on the road playing music all the time like I have since I was about 17 years old, that I might write a lot of sad songs. And so I thought I would just wait a little while and see if things got a little better. This one's probably a little bit sad, but it's got hope in it too. It's called There's Your Heart. You out there, are you tired of being alone? Everybody's hiding behind their doors. We won't be hiding for too long. What's a place where we can meet again? Everybody's longing for their friends. There's your heart. Where's our love? There's that photograph we've been reminiscent of. Where's my heart, baby? Love just haunts, it's crazy. Just like a pregnant hope, somebody's got to want. People fight, angry and bereaved, for a past we couldn't reckon with, suspended now in disbelief. You see, no side's clean. truth, we just crave it. It's wriggling like a dying animal when no one's equipped to save it. What's a place where we can love again? Everybody's wanting for time to bend. There's your heart. Where's our love? There's that photograph we've been reminiscent of. Where's my heart, baby? You see, love just haunts, it's crazy. Just like a pregnant hope, somebody's got to want. Just like a pregnant hope that somebody's got to want. Where's my heart? You see, love just haunts, just like a pregnant hope. I swear somebody's got to want. You out there, are you tired of being alone? Well, everybody's hiding behind their doors. We won't be hiding for too long. Come on. Thank you. So yeah, I wrote a few new songs. Haven't recorded yet, but I'm getting excited about all the music that's going to be coming out from all the artists who have been having this experience. And also books. I've really gotten into reading a lot, especially in the last few weeks. I went through the whole binging news crap for a while. And then I was like, ugh, this is terrible. I knew what the heck was going on, or did I? You know what I mean? You're like, what's happening? And then I went through, I left the country for a short bit, kind of just cleansed it all out. I used some miles that I had been saving up forever, ever. And then I came back and just didn't watch the news at all. I haven't watched the news since February. And my mom told me once, she's 70. She's pretty freaking smart. She's seen a lot of shit. And she always says, I mean, if it's really important, you're going to hear about it. You know? And that's actually true. Like, you're actually going to hear about it if it's really, really important. And you know, there are times, I guess, to watch things, but it was really good for me. And that led me into actually having more time to read. I thought I didn't have any time, and all this time opened up, and I started reading some really great things that made me feel good and also made me start thinking about different ways of writing, you know. And I have friends that have written books during this time when they were unemployed because it's something they've always wanted to do, and I think that's amazing. So I think a lot of really cool art and just creations are going to come out of the time we just experienced. This one I wrote right before everything shut down, and then it gave me a lot of comfort during the time that we were all apart so much. And I noticed it was the song that most people that have been watching my live streams have asked for at the end of the show every time. It started becoming kind of a tradition. I wrote it in on the border of Mexico in Big Bend country, camping on the river for 3 days with friends, watching the planets move around and the moon through the night. It's called To the End. Moonlight on the border of Chihuahua. What a beautiful relief. There is nothing more we need. Good friends and a river running through them. Mercury is sinking down. Moonlight bathing all around with the sound. I recall a time when I was a child. Nothing kept me from being this wild, and I never lost my courage or my heart. Moonlight on the border of Chihuahua. What a beautiful relief. No one cares we're smoking weed. Oh, and my good friend and a river running through them. Jupiter is rising now. Moonlight bathing all around with the sound. I recall a time when I was a child. Nothing kept me from being this wild, and I never lost my courage or my heart. So just show me how I used to know me. Tear me down and reshape me, oh, into something that cannot be tamed. Because there's a bright light that's shining into the dark night. It's telling us that we will be alright. Say we will go together to the end, to the end, yeah, to the end. Say we will go together to the end. Oh, won't we go together to the end? Ah, Thanks a lot. How many of you, when you go through something hard and you go through, I guess maybe just a shift in life, go back? I don't know about you, but I go back to. I tend to remember how free I felt when I was a little kid, just being able to go outside all the time and be with my friends, whether it was in the front yard or the creek down the road or whatever it was. And just how incredible and immaculate nature was, and that feeling. And at the end of the year last year, I went through a really difficult time in my personal life, and I kept going to that where in movies sometimes they say the cliche, your happy place. And my happy place was always, doing that, being in nature. And when I was a little kid, it was that time when you're a kid and you're a girl and there are boys, but you all get to do a lot of the same things before all these stereotypes really happen, gender stereotypes and stuff. You could just run around, nobody had a shirt on, Let's just be real about it. Like, before the memo came out that we all had to put shirts on, and you guys got to keep yours off. That's the time I'm talking about. Real freedom, At least, we can get into equity conversations about freedom and everything, and that is very real. But in terms of whatever that was your freedom, wherever that space was, in whatever situation you came from, and whatever situation you had to deal with, it helps me so much, and I've never talked about this before at a show, like how much that feeling of freedom helped me get through months of deep depression and worry, and that song was from that place, and it means a lot to me. So I love that people have asked for it to end the show, because I get to go to that place. Through 15 or 16 months of playing live streams all alone in a room with a camera, trying to transmit through the internet to people to try to create value and connection through this time. I know we'll never forget everything that we've just been through. And so I want to play a happy song now. That was a really happy song too. But yeah, I guess all my songs are mixed. This is another tune off the Pike and Sutton record. It's called Bright as the Sun. Looking out, it's the same old thing on the surface when you focus. So many people with hollow eyes, feeling hopeless without a purpose. I tell my heart, can you keep from breaking in a world where honesty is fading? Hold my head up high, change is gonna come. We'll shine bright as the sun. That tide is gonna turn. We live and we learn, shining bright as the sun. Yeah. Ooh. We're gonna shine brighter now. When majesty is just tragedy, how some bleed us, although they need us. Harmony isn't just one voice, it's a chorus. Will you join us? I said, I tell my heart, won't you keep me growing stronger? 'Cause the hateful ones need love a little longer. Hold my head up high, the change is gonna come. We'll shine bright as the sun. That tide is gonna turn. We live and we learn, shining bright as the sun. We just make our way to life, dig our hands in the dirt. There's nowhere to run. Yeah, tide is gonna turn. We live and we learn, shining bright as the sun. Yeah. Ooh, we're gonna shine brighter now. We just need love a little longer. Hold my head up high. Change is gonna come. We'll shine bright as the sun. That tide is gonna turn. We live and we learn. Shining bright as the sun. We just make our way to life. We dig our hands in the dirt, 'cause there's nowhere to run. That tide is gonna turn. Live and you learn. Shining bright as the sun. Yeah. Shining brighter. Shining brighter. Yeah. Shining brighter. Shining bright as the sun. We're shining bright. We can all shine bright together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, so I was white knuckling it all the way here in my van. It was like squeezing so hard, and there were 18-wheelers everywhere. And, you know, it was especially right in that spot where they've decided to not have shoulders for a while and have construction, where there's just walls next to you. And then the Honda Civic started hydroplaning. And I was like, oh, my God, because there's no drainage out there in between Austin and Houston in general. And where there is, the fields are full of water. But I had to keep telling myself how grateful I am that we are having some water. And I know Houston's had some times with water. So forgive me if I'm triggering you right now. But we do need it. And we certainly need it in Austin, where I'm living. A lot of drought out there in the hill country. And then there was the snowpocalypse. A different kind of water, a very hard, chilly water. I didn't have heat or hot water for 5 days. And all three of my family's households had no heat or power or water for 5 days. And I had to move. I went with my best friend who used to be the tour manager for my band, Sister Seven. And he has an all-wheel drive car, and we were able to go to my family house and pick up my grandmother, who's about to turn 90, and my mom and my aunt, and take them to the downtown, the Days Inn next to the Capitol in Austin, which they only had 2 rooms left. And we managed to get them there. So, you know, we had a lot of elders pass away in Austin, and they don't talk about that a lot, and children. I know that's sad, and I probably shouldn't say it. But the thing about weather is just, it's such a human thing that we've gotten used to thinking that we can control or that it's just going to work out our way, you know? And what's beautiful about those moments, even though they're just tragic when we lose our loved ones, is how people can pull together, and saw that so much. And it just reminds me that, like, when some of us, those of us who have maybe less resources, less access, are on a grid that didn't freaking work, you know, for a lot of people, when we can pull together and see our similarities and our differences, but come together and help each other out, just leaves so much love. And the people that I saw at the hotel, there were a group of women who had put together a small nonprofit, and they were housing a lot of our houseless folks in Austin in this hotel. And I got to hear stories from my mom and my aunt about the talks that they had with people that were there that got to have a room that didn't have one before the snowpocalypse came, and got to have a sink with water in it for 5 days. And it's a learning time, you know? So I white-knuckled it all the way here and gave thanks for the water and the weather, and remembered some not-so-fun weather. So I'd have something to talk to you about in between songs. Forgive me if I talk a lot. I haven't talked to very many people today until you got here. busy working and talking to the 18-wheelers, the drivers, telepathically to stay away from me while I passed. I love this song. I tell this story occasionally, and what's funny is when people come up to me, I was traveling last week, and someone came up to me and said, "Oh, that story you tell when you do that song, you know, the one where you go like this, and then you go like this." I was like, "Yeah, I know that story." I knew exactly what they're saying. So I told the story and I told the story the first time like this at a bar on Washington here in Houston. I said there's two kinds of people in the world. The kind of people that like to talk their exes and the kind of people that don't. But then when you put them together, if you can get them together and work it all out, it's like this. And then the people that don't go, they're never getting on that train, okay? And always people laugh, and I can look around the room and scan and figure out if you're this one or that one. Usually. And I think that story is one of the most repeated stories back to me. And the reason is because someone filmed it and then put it up on YouTube. And so forever I'm this person that does that. But anyway, this song, it's a true story. It's called I Used to Hold You. Could you walk in my shoes? Did I love you or did I use you? Did I hurt you or did I help? Did I hear you say that you had nothing to lose? Yeah, 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 yeah. I used to hold you in the night. Dreams were your danger. I lay awake until the light came. My heart is still the same, dear. Could I knock on your door? Could I ask for a little more? I was a soldier, yeah, I was a safe. Oh, yeah, for every secret you tried to erase. Yeah, 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 yeah. I used to hold you in the night. Dreams were your danger. I lay awake until the light came. My heart is still the same, dear. I would hold you anytime. Without you, life is stranger. Some things were wrong, but some were right. Yeah, I used to hold you. Someday night's gonna take me. Swallow everything we see. I am grateful that you have found someone else. Don't you want the same comfort for me? Oh, yeah, yes, baby. Oh, oh, yeah. Don't you want the same comfort for me? I used to hold you in the night. Dreams were your danger. I lay awake until the light came. My heart is still the same, dear. I would hold you anytime. Without you, life is stranger. Some things were wrong, but some were right. Yeah, I used to hold you. I used to hold you in the night. I used to hold you, baby, in the night. I used to hold you, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. You'll remember that, right? Yeah. Most people do. Yes. Well, the other thing I did, which I'm going to say, which you probably shouldn't say in a drinking establishment, is I didn't drink very much lately. And I also didn't go to the gym for 16 months. I have not returned. Even though people are vaccinating themselves, or however that works, they're not really sticking the needle in their own arm, but you know what I mean. There's still this thing that I have about going into a room full of people huffing and puffing and sweating now, and I was never a germaphobe before. I just walk outside. I don't mind the animals huffing and puffing at me. They don't seem to have coronavirus. Anyway, I know, it's a sensitive subject. But no, the gym I have not returned to. But occasionally I have a drink, and I'd love to have a Guinness. If you could send one my way so I can toast everyone. I usually imbibe in wine, and Shane picks me a glass, but tonight I'm going to have a Guinness and toast to you and my Celtic ancestors. My mom will love that I said that, even though she hasn't had a drink in 20 years. Yes, we have Celtic ancestors, and we're hoping to go overseas. I left all the miles I could. I've actually been saving miles for years to take my mom to Scotland so she can see all the places that are supposedly where we're from. And and maybe we'll make it over to Ireland and go to Dublin and go to the Guinness factory or whatever it's called. I don't know. But in regard to ancestry, it's like such an interesting thing. And it's been really cool being around my grandmother. Like I said, she's turning 90 soon. And she and her sister, Carol, went around and did the whole genealogy thing before there was Ancestry.com. So they did the hardcore stuff, like grave rubbings and microfiche and flying around and looking at records and put books together for our family. So we have these amazing books that they photocopied for us, and we learned about that history. And, all the story, so I can order a Guinness. There you go. Creative beer ordering from the Nightly Songwriter. This song is called Temple, and I wrote it for a friend who was struggling with addiction. Had to do an intervention once. And she's all good now. But, you know, everyone has their own struggles in their lives. And this is just about people coming together to take care of each other. I woke up and everything seemed crazy. Daffodils and danger in your eyes. You were like a summer's day, so thirsty. moisture from the skies. The city lights once sublime made you angry. The question in your heart seemed too great. The burning in your mind that once burned you to the ground can will your way. Don't be afraid, love is the lesson. Now don't you fret, you are the kingdom, never forget. Love is the lesson, so ease your mind. Fearless and faithful, love is a temple. I wrap my arms around you just like a blanket. Fill your lungs with every single breath. Love you till your body cannot take it. Love you far beyond your mortal death. Those who were your enemies were your mothers, and those you make your demons give you strength. The burning in your mind that once burned you to the ground can will your way. Don't be afraid, love is the lesson. Now don't you fret, you are the kingdom, never forget. Love is the lesson, so ease your mind. Fearless and faithful, love is a temple. Love is a temple, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, yeah, do 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 do. Yeah. Oh, I said love, love, we are love, 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 love. We'll be singing it, love, love, we are love, 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 love. Be here with me tonight with all your heartache. Be here with all your might and all your good. Be here with me tonight, and we'll sing our praise until the morning light. There's no should, and I said, love is the lesson. Now don't you fret, you are the kingdom, never forget. And I am love, and I sing love, and I pray love, and I will love. We come from love. Sometimes it's painful love, it can be faithful love. We're singing love. Oh, we are love. We are love. Love, 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 love. We're singing love. We come from love, 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 love. We are love, love. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Salute. Here's to life. L'chaim. Prost. Chin ching. All that stuff. All the things they say. Delicious. Dare I ask if anyone has a request? Okay. What you got? Okay, I can try to do it with the drum. You know, it's a big song with a big band. That's a thing. I appreciate all of you coming and listening to me. Chico? Okay, wait, go back. Jackknife Girl, hands up. Chico. Okay. So, yeah, thanks for coming to listen to just me all by myself. We've done one band show, which was at the Williams Chris Vineyard outside of Austin in High, Texas. And that was the first freaky moment of being around a lot of people for me. But it was outside, but it was like 400 people. But it was socially distanced. They had parties of, and they did a big crawfish boil, and they had big tables, and everybody stayed, you know, for the most part. There was a dance floor with mask wearers. That was interesting. Yeah. And but we had a blast. It was my band Pike and Sutton with my music partner Wayne Sutton, and that's that new record I mentioned. And this is a record that Wayne and I made called Fencing Under Fire. This song, Jackknife Girl, is off of this record. And this was the first record we made after we took a hiatus from Sister Seven, and I got to record a whole record of songs that I had written by myself. And this is one of my favorite songs off that record. So thanks for asking for it. And I had just gone to London. I went to London. I never got to travel when I was a kid because we were not a family that could afford that. But when I became a musician, I began to get these opportunities. And the first time I went to Europe, it was to get to play over there in Paris, actually, which was fantastic. We went to the Green River and we got in a raft. That's what we did if we could afford it that summer. Each time we'd check it out. We'd get in a custom van, drive down on the way from Dallas, where I grew up. And the kids in the van would all be excited when we get to Austin because we knew all the grown-ups were going to get out of the van and drink these green drinks called margaritas. And then they would chill the hell out and be fun. Right? It was like the green drink time. So anyway, fast forward, got to go to Europe, go to Paris, got invited to play in this club called the Chesterfield Cafe, and all these American bands were going over there. And just experiencing that was outrageous. So years later, we made this record, Fencing Under Fire, and we had gotten to go out on the road with lots of cool people like John Fogerty and the Lilith Fair, all the bands from the Lilith Fair, and we toured with Allman Brothers and all these great bands. So Wayne and I are really tight. We met in high school, and I was so honored to have him play on this record. And Jackknife Girl is a really unique song. So I hope you'll listen to it sometime. If you haven't, with the full band, I brought lots of things with the full band on it. If you'd like to have any of those things, and Jackknife Girl. That was a person I saw walking down the street, and I named her that. It was very presumptuous. I stereotyped her, But no, I saw, I met a lot of people on the road through the years, and there were a lot of interesting folks, and I met a lot of women that were really brave, and they would travel alone, and they often had a knife in their pocket. And so that's the secret of what Jackknife Girl is. You met girls with knives in their pockets? We know something. I won't ask you if you have one in your pocket right now. Okay. Yeah. Hopeful couple in a broke down world. He was a gentleman boy, she was a jackknife girl. He held her hand like it'd never go away. She made love like molasses on a hot summer day. The hopeful cry when love is lost. It's damage done like fire. We fight like children and we leave like the wind. this thing desire. Save my soul, I've been waiting. Save my soul, I've been waiting. Yeah. Yeah. London, England, in the Camden light. Yeah. A man selling Memphis from a sidewalk shop, honey, hell yes. He held his head winking at the jackknife girl. Woo! What's a girl to do in this broke down world? The hopeful cry when love is lost. It's damage done like fire. 'Cause we fight like children and believe like the wind, burning in this thing desire. Save my soul, I've been waiting. Save my soul, save my soul. What the girl don't know, what the boy can't say. Now she's a photograph from a long past day, when the hearts were young and they almost did. Will you be the same, babe? Oh, honey, I almost did. I almost did. Save my soul. Oh, save my soul. Save my soul. Save my soul. Hey, hey. They were a hopeful couple in a broke down world, people, yes. He was a gentleman boy, she was a jackknife girl. Let's see. So, oh, perfect timing while I'm doing this. You're so smart. Thank you. Hey, everyone. You can keep these live streams coming by being a supporting member of livefromnorfolkstreet.com. Livefromnorfolkstreet.com. I have to say Norfolk Street. Even though the GPS pronounces it properly, it's uncomfortable. It's awkward. Norfolk Street. And I laugh every time. I don't need the GPS when I'm in Houston. I know very well where I'm going. It's purely for comedic effect. Because she says it every time. Norfolk. Okay? But you need to say Norfolk.com, or, so people will know how to spell it. So they can be a member. I tell that story every time I do a show here now, because the placard reminds me of the GPS lady. Yeah. So this song, I've never told this story either, and at the risk of saying too much, this was a song that Wayne and I wrote as we were getting ready some years back to make a Pike and Sutton record. We didn't even know for sure we were going to make a record together. We hadn't co-written a whole record together in a long time. And he came in and he had this chorus, and I was supposed to write all the verses and the melody line and stuff. And we put the chord progression together. And the song is about power dynamics. It's about but it's about power dynamics within a relationship between two lovers, two partners. And sometimes those power dynamics are really interesting. They can be different. You know, sometimes it's not always the one person that's stereotypically more dominating than the other. It's hard to get into these conversations on camera. It just gives me the sweats, really. But my point is just that the song is about power dynamics, and that love can sometimes not be love. People can be together and they're not really loving each other. They're controlling each other. They have power over, one has power over the other. Sometimes that shifts. And I think it's true to in every case that there's a dynamic of control, giving and taking, but then it can become toxic. It can become not healthy. And then that power dynamic, I hope I don't sound like I'm on a soapbox. I'm just trying to tell you about a song. That power dynamic is, you know, in the macrocosm of our world we've learned a lot, right? I hope over the last couple of years about racial equity, socioeconomic equity, power dynamics, control, oppression, all of those things. And it can be in this microcosm of a relationship between two people or two people and their children. And there's so much to learn. I know I have checked myself big time around compassion, awareness, privilege, all these things. So when the song was being developed, it was after the song was written that it was known to many of us that the words hands up is a very important thing in regard to Black Americans and their experience, their lived experience with authority and with violence. And so it became really uncomfortable for me to play this song because that's not what the song was about. And people could get the impression that I didn't care about those things, and I very much do. And but we had already recorded it, and I don't get to say this story very much. And so I have to live every time we do this song with that some people may understand what I'm talking about, and some people may feel that I'm extremely unaware. And we've continued to play it, but it is about the power dynamics in a relationship, and then I expanded that, and I added words at the end when we were in the recording studio talking about how love can bring us all together, and that is the greatest power of all, that love trumps all things, that I believe that. And you don't have to believe that, but I want to, those are the things I want to sing about, that love in all those cases of oppression and all those cases of dominance and pain and hurt, that love can heal those things, and that humans could transcend the fear and the things that cause us to need or feel that we have to control others in order for us to be okay. So that's what this is about, but it was really about two people. And it's the singer, the person singing that I'm embodying in this song is someone who was feeling controlled by their partner and not loved, someone who wanted, but in a very, in a moment, and was calling on both of them to rise above it together and to realize that both of them do it in a way, you know, and to learn to love each other for real. And I believe that's what the world needs to do. We need to love each other for real, and it will solve a lot of problems. It's hard to do because we hurt each other, and some of us have been hurt more than others. Some of us have hurt others more. This is called Hands Up. Thanks for asking for that song. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Do you remember how it was on the first night, and the lights were down so low? so hard. I never had to feel so low. You were the candlelight that brightened my darkest night. You would tremble to take me, lay me down and make me. I was like a waterfall underneath your starry eyes. Hands up, hands up, I want your real love. Hands up, I want your love. Hands up, I need your love. You and I, we've been thinking that we both know that if you take your leave, we will have lost a precious thing. Hands up, and you and I have been running. Ooh, so won't you open up and let the sun in? Let us gather up all our sweat and tears and let's fly. Yeah, 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 yeah. You would tremble to take me, lay me down, honey, and just make me. I was like a waterfall underneath your starry eyes. You would wonder and watch me. I'd catch my breath, I'd unlatch me until I came apart. And I gave you all my pride. Oh, hands up. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You would tremble to take me. Lay me down, honey, and just make me. I was like a waterfall underneath your starry eyes. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You would wonder and watch me. I'd catch my breath, I'd unlatch me until I came apart. And I gave you all my pride. Oh, hands up. Give me your heart, babe. Hands up. I want your real love. Hands up. We can pull this whole world together. Hands up. We can change all the pain into love, 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 love. Hands up. We can pull this whole world together. Hands up. Hands up. We can pull the whole world together. Oh, All right. Woo. You guys are such a great audience and also so well behaved. I hope we haven't all lost our ability to be heathens in a bar over the last 16 months. I'm sure the heathenness will come back, right? Is that a word, heathenness? I don't know. Cheers, again. I will get to Chico. I'll make sure I don't run out of time. Everybody doing okay? Okay, good. I think there were maybe only 10 people in here last. I've slowly grown it. All the clubs that I'm going to a few places this summer, they're like, we're running at 20% capacity. Can you come and play? I'm like, can I drive all the way from Texas to Northern California and play to 20% capacity? Sure. And I'm not being sarcastic. It's like, God, can I get on the road and play some music for some people? So a lot of us are going out there and doing it, somehow figuring it out. Probably most of us making some glorified vacations, just trying to get out to play some shows and help some venues open up. I just got a call from a friend of mine who runs a theater in Salida, Colorado, and he's like, I know you're going to be here on the weekend. Will you play here for a limited seating on Monday night? I was like, sure. Why not? So there are a lot of places that are trying to do this, and let's have a toast to all the clubs like the Mucky Duck who have managed to weather this storm and still be here for us to come to now. Cheers, everybody. Be a heathen for a minute. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So, I think there's got to be, oh yeah, let's do this one too. I'll get to Chico, but you have to play Unraveling after a pandemic, I really love this song. I'm unraveling, falling forward, backward in this time. I'ma say I'm seeing myself unbecoming, falling out of what I thought was destiny. What will I believe when this black ink turns a blue? I'm calling to you. No one hears a word I say. I'm literally unraveling. I'm a satellite. Summer's not when no one knows my name. No one, who's to blame? Falling out of what I thought was destiny. What will I believe when we're telling all the lies we've told before? Release your memory. Love will hear every word you say. There it is, yeah. All about this superstar thing that we holding on tonight. Take your papers to the fire. Cry out your song you're feeling inside your broken heart. Break it wide. Come tonight. We'll be cast into the light. I've never unraveled during the song. We are huddling, trying to keep warm when we're so bare, knowing if we'd all just turn around, we'd all be there, unbecoming, falling out of what we thought was destiny. What will we believe when we're telling all the lies we've told before? Release your memory. Love will hear every word you say, and we sing it now. Yeah. Take your papers to the fire. Cry out your song you feel inside your broken heart. Break it wide, come tonight, and we'll be cast into the light. Yeah, something like that. I think the other thing that's happening to me right now, this is the inner voice of Patrice post-pandemic. Surely my internal governor will come back to visit sometime soon. But I'm like, oh, I'm realizing right now on stage, I haven't really performed with heels on. It's like, I don't know about you, the rest of you, men or women, if you wear high heels. Have you become flat-footed? Like for me, my feet are like, no, you're an animal now. You don't wear shoes. You've had 16 months of being barefoot in your home, working on the computer, playing shows. People don't even know if you have pants on in your meeting, much less shoes. And so my feet are down there talking to me while I'm playing Unraveling, going, honey, I'm unraveling. Because you put those damn shoes on, and now you're standing up for an hour and a half, and we're not trained for this because we're an animal now. We're animal feet. Okay? I know, I'm not a comedian, but all of us have gone just a little bit crazy, right? Like that Seal song, just a little crazy. We've gone a little crazy through this last time. I'll speak for myself. I've gone a little crazy. In good ways, I think. Imagine the songs I'll write about my feet being animal feet now. Anything could come out of my mouth into a song. I'm going to play this song. It was a great song, and then I'll make sure I'll get Chico in just in time. I love this song because I wrote it on tour with Sister Seven, and Wayne was in the back of the tour bus, and we just played in Albany, New York, to 2 people, and it was freezing cold up there, and we're in the bus. We'd been on the road for weeks. We'd never played in Albany, so nobody knew our band at all, and Wayne was just tearing it up. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I think he hates it when I tell this story. Now I'm just telling the whole world. He was in the back of the tour bus screaming Bob Dylan at the top of his lungs, and I'm sleeping in the bunk next to the back lounge with my head against the wall, and I can just hear Wayne screaming. And Bob Dylan is not a man without words. He writes so many freaking lyrics in his songs. They're like 10 minutes long, and there's 1,000 million words, whatever, in the songs, and I could not sleep. And all I wanted to do was sleep after the night that we'd had. And finally, I submitted to the screaming Wayne in the back of the lounge, and I opened my bunk curtains, and I got out, and I just got out and had my PJs on. I was just like, "Argh," like animal for real. And I opened the lounge door. It had this weird, like, Star Trek door where you push the button and went, bzzz. It was like a Van Hool tour bus. And I looked, and he had his eyes closed, and he was screaming, and he heard the door somehow, and I looked at him, and he opened his eyes, and he just goes, ha, 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 ha. And I was like, okay, I surrender. So I went to the front lounge of the bus and wrote this song, Ms. Ramona, and it's one of my favorite songs, just because Wayne woke me up screaming Bob Dylan at the top of his lungs. It's about a lady that I imagined in my mind. This is like the archetypal lady in the elevator in New York City when you get in and you're a Texan, and you're used to people saying hello to each other. Like if you're in a tiny room alone and someone gets in, often, at least back in the day, I know for me, in Texas, often people be like, hi, what's up? You know. And then I would go to New York as a new young artist and get into an elevator at some business office or whatever, and someone would just get in the elevator, and it was like, you do not exist. And I didn't know. I didn't understand the New York thing at times where there's so many people there that they're just like kind of shut down. Like a lot of big cities, they're just so used to being overwhelmed by other people that they just are in solitude in the midst of people. But I just thought it was rude as hell. I'm from Texas. We're the friendly state. And so I made up this character, Ms. Ramona, who's the lady that gets in the elevator with her mink coat on and all of her diamonds. and just pretends like you don't exist. So I got to vent my frustrations about this imaginary person in the song, thanks to Wayne. A woman in her later days, looking at me in the lips she praised, shrugged her shoulders at the sight of all she saw of me. In a meek and less than mild demeanor, she was simple. I defied her clever thinking herself, sophisticated and high above the best in me. Maybe the ink inside my skin is just a symbol like the mink covering hers, and then, at least I think it was, only my blood that was shed. I'm the one that bled to get for me. I'm not like you, I'll never live like you, Miss Ramona. We might live 1,000 lives before through. I'm not like you, I'll never live like you, Miss Ramona. No, you wouldn't want to live like me. I remember the breeze last eve and the full moon, Albany Nights reprise, pressing down on me to feel the weight of all this lonely. The bar was mostly empty, my drink was quick to sting me. At least I'm living like a soul that rips the truth from heaven's landing. Maybe I'm judging from a distance, and true, that task is not my business. But believe me when I say I have judged 1,000 days, 1,000,000,000 ways of my own living. I'm not like you, I'll never live like you, Miss Ramona. We might live 1,000 lives before through. I'm not like you, I'll never live like you, Miss Ramona. No, you wouldn't want to live like me. Oh yeah, yeah. Might not be true, might not be fair to judge the lightness of your hair and everything in between there, you and your Gucci shoes. You glare at me with such contempt, like you're exempt from your misgivings, honey. Yeah. I'm not like you, I'll never live like you, Miss Ramona. We might live 1,000 lives before through. I'm not like you, I'll never live like you, Miss Ramona. Miss Ramona. I'm not like you, I'll never live like you, Miss Ramona. We might live 1,000 lives. Oh, I'm not like you, I'll never live like you, Miss Ramona. Miss Ramona. Miss Ramona. Well, if you do have a record player, I have vinyl with me. If you don't, maybe you should get one. I mean, it's fun. It really is. I don't know. Did you have a record player when you were a kid? Anybody? Some folks did, yeah? I got one for Christmas one year, and it was the coolest thing I ever got when I was a little kid. My mom somehow figured out how to make that happen. And I'll never forget the first time I took a needle and put it in between the grooves of a vinyl record and sound happened. It's one thing to listen to your parents' records and listen to them play records, but when you actually get to take it and set it down and feel it, it sounds better than the compressed music on MP3s. And I'm so proud of our record, Hard as a Compass. Have it on CD as well as downloads, but if you like vinyl, please consider it tonight. I have some of the short play records, the little ones with the singles on each side. One of them's a great Otis Redding tune that I did with John Popper from Blues Traveler. It's New Year's Resolution, and on the other side is Bright as the Sun. And I've got my Patrice Pike solo records and some bandanas and stuff. If you have the capacity to check it out and want to get something, I'm going to stay for a short while, and then I'm driving back home to Austin. Thanks so much for coming tonight. I love you all sincerely for being here. Thanks to everyone out there that have been watching the live stream tonight. So many people have come and sat in front of their computers or their televisions and watched me over the last 15 months, and so many other artists. And it's literally been a lifesaver for all of us. So thanks for being brave and starting to come out to see live music again. I can't tell you how much musicians are craving to be in their normal environments and to get to do the thing that they love so much. And you've given me the privilege to be able to do that tonight. So this is Chico. I wrote this for my dad, my stepdad, and my mom. My stepdad used to go hunting every deer season. I think he still does. And so there would be this really long time where he'd never take my mom out on a date. I was a teenager at the time. And he would drive me to school every day. And he would wonder why my mom was irritated a few months out of the year, however long it lasts. And I'd be like, well, dude, as a 13-year-old talking, dude, you leave and you go shoot cute animals while she stays home and takes care of everything. And then when you get back, you want to her to cook it for you. And you never take her out on a date. You don't stay home. I get it. You're a hunter. Feels good to you. It's a part of your masculinity or whatever it is. Not everyone likes deer meat. Just go on a date once every deer season. Surprise her. Well, he never did, and they're not married anymore. So later in life, I wrote this song for them. They became friends eventually. They did all the amends stuff and all that stuff. And my stepdad came for Christmas one year, and they're not married, but they were really kind to each other. It was just a great thing. But I surprised them, and I played this song that I'd written at my favorite listening room in Austin called the Saxon Pub, and it was so cool to play this for them while they sat at a table and just got really red-faced and embarrassed. But my stepdad's name is Jerry, and that doesn't sound great. It's not very musical in a song. Sorry if your name's Jerry. Chico was much more interesting, and I made it into more of this couple that lives out in the countryside, Chico and Lila. But this is really Jerry and Mary. This goes out to them. Chico was cleaning his rifle. Lila was brushing her hair. Oh, in the moment she whispered. She said, take your time, Chico. Live for your heart, then it's over. He walking over to kiss her, mounting his horse for the hunt. He said, I am the hunter, Chico, but my heart is for you till it's over. Yeah. And the world, as it turns, the strange and beautiful world will hold you. And the world, as we burn, the strange and beautiful world, oh, it will light you on fire. It will light you on fire, baby, yes. Chico was riding estancia, spotted the beautiful doe, pointing his rifle to shoot her. She said, take your time, Chico, lest your horse stumble. It's over. It's over, baby. Morning, it came to the cabin. Lila her she been waiting all night. She said, where have you been, Chico? All of our lives I am waiting. I am waiting and waiting and waiting. And the world, as it turns, this strange and beautiful world will hold you. And the world, as we burn, this strange and beautiful world, oh, it will light you on fire. Hey, mama, hey, le, 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 le. Hey, mama, la, 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 yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la, yeah, la, yeah, la, yeah, la, yeah. Dum, 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 dum. Hey, mama, yeah, la, oh, la, la. Hey, mama, yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la, yeah. Hey, la, 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 yeah, la, yeah, la, yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la. The horse came up running, Chico was gone. Put on her boots in the Nile and climbing on, searching the field for her Chico out there, tracking the place where he went yesterday. She spotted Chico, his head on the rock, with Lila's head on his chest, tick-tock. His eyes came open and he held her tight. Now Chico is staying home every night. And the world, as it turns, this strange and beautiful world will hold you. And the world, as we burn, this strange and beautiful world someday will shake you. And the world, as we burn, this strange and beautiful world someday will shake you. And the world, as we burn, this strange and beautiful world, how it will light you on fire. It will light you on fire. Hey, mama, yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la, la. It will light you on fire. Hey, mama, yeah, la, 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 yeah. It will light you on fire. Hey, mama, yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la, yeah, la, la. Hey, la, 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 la. Hey, mama, yeah, la, 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 yeah. Hey, mama, yeah, la, 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 yeah. Hey, mama, yeah, la, 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 yeah, la. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Y'all be safe going home tonight. Cheers. Don't forget to be a heathen. Get your heathen training wheels on, okay? I'm supposed to do another song, just so you know. It's already planned. It creates an environment where you don't have to clap for me in order to do it, which is a little bit awkward. But I'm just going along with the theme of the night, which is saying everything in my head. I also thought, maybe I need high heel training wheels for my post-pandemic